Entering the lecture hall, Lucas immediately spotted his friends sitting at the very back, at the top. Skipping steps two at a time, he quickly climbed up to join them. "Wait till you hear what I have to tell you! You're gonna lose it!" he blurted out, catching his breath. Nick, Evan, and Sophie turned to him, intrigued, while Olivia looked at him skeptically. "Well, go on, try to surprise me," she drawled. "I went to Alex's place yesterday to download a program. While we were waiting, we were just sitting there chatting, and suddenly their housekeeper peeks in and says Alex's dad wants to see him downstairs. So we go down. And what a sight!" "Quit dragging it out. Get to the point," Nick interrupted. So there's Barbara, the shopkeeper from the store in their gated community, standing there, and beside her is her daughter Fiona. You all know her. And Barbara is tearing into Alex's parents because Fiona's pregnant, and apparently their son is the reason. She's insisting he marries Fiona. "Oh boy, Alex is in deep," Sophie exclaimed. Alex's father asked him about it, and he goes, "Why do you assume it's me? We all go to the sauna as a group." Barbara loses it, yelling, "How dare you say that about my daughter?" Then I pull out my phone and show her a video I took last time, where we're all sitting around the table, and Fiona, wrapped in a towel, is practically draped over Jake Donovan. Then Ryan bursts in, scoops her up, throws her over his shoulder, and hauls her off to the sauna. When Barbara saw that, she grabbed the fireplace poker and started going after her daughter, shouting every swear word in the book. Fiona ran for the door with her mom right behind until the guard at the gate took the poker away from her. "That's it?" Olivia asked, unimpressed. "Not quite," Lucas added a dramatic pause. Alex's dad then says he's fed up with his antics and that as soon as he graduates, he's getting married. Alex tells him he doesn't have a fiancée, and his dad goes, "The wedding is on July 1st. No fiancée? Find one. If you don't, I'll marry you off to Jessica, the girl who cleans at Barbara's store." He was talking about Jessica, you know, that sweet but a bit odd girl who feeds all the stray cats in the neighborhood. "Do you really think Alex's dad would do that?" Sophie asked doubtfully. "I don't know, but he's pretty strict. If I were Alex, I wouldn't push my luck and would start looking for a bride," Lucas concluded his story. Just then, Alex approached them. "Judging by your sympathetic faces, Lucas has already told you about my predicament, so anyone got any ideas? Olivia, Sophie, how about one of you saves me? I promise the wedding will be grand," he joked ruefully. "No, thanks," Olivia shot back. "Marriage isn't in my near plans. Pots, diapers, hunting down dirty socks, not my thing." "Same here," Sophie echoed, though she secretly thought that if Alex had proposed directly to her in a more romantic setting, she might actually consider it. She didn't exactly love him, but she did like him. And, with his father's large company, it would solve the job hunting stress after graduation. "All right," Alex sighed. "But seriously, why is Barbara after me? Why not Lucas? We were all in the sauna together." "Because your dad has a 3-story house and mine only has 2, Lucas replied. "Where am I supposed to find a bride now? My dad might really mean it." "Don't worry," Evan reassured him. "Look around. Half the girls in this room are still single. Just pick one." "Oh, Evan, come on. Pick anyone? Do you really think any girl would agree to that?" Olivia exclaimed. "What's wrong with me?" Alex protested. "Nothing," Olivia said, "but girls have standards too, you know, and there's no guarantee you'll meet them." "I have an idea," Lucas interrupted. "Let Alex pick any girl here, and he has until July 1st to convince her to marry him." "And if he can't?" Sophie asked. 6 months? Piece of cake," Alex said. "I could convince anyone, but marriage isn't exactly what I want." "Doesn't matter. You'll have to," Evan egged him on. "Wait," Olivia interjected. "Whoever the next girl to walk in here is, that'll be your target." "Can't I choose myself?" Alex wavered. "Chicken?" Olivia teased. Alex hesitated, then agreed. All 5 turned to watch the entrance. "Lydia's married, and that's just Steve. Next 2 are taken too," Lucas kept track. "There, Anna Zemina," Olivia called out, as a petite girl in jeans and an oversized sweater walked in. "No way, I'd rather take Jessica," Alex stammered. "Oh no, Alex, there's your new sweetheart, Anna Zemina." They all laughed until the professor walked in and started the lecture. During the break, they agreed to keep everything a secret and tasked the girls with finding out all they could about Anna. Despite being in parallel classes for 5 years, they realized they knew almost nothing about her, except that she aced every exam and was always ready to help anyone struggling with a course project or seminar presentation. Anna didn't have any close friends, kept her interactions neutral, and didn't go to bars or clubs. The next day, the girls came back with a few more details. Anna lived with her grandmother, who worked at the regional theater. They didn't find out exactly what she did there, but one girl in their class had once seen Anna talking to an older woman selling programs before a show. "So, she's an orphan?" Lucas asked. "Not quite," Olivia answered. "Her mom works in Moscow, and her dad, she's shown videos he sent her from some geyser valley in Kamchatka. And in winter, she wears boots made from reindeer hide, also from her dad, who apparently works up north. She has a side job, too. Galia once invited her to a birthday, but Anna declined, saying she had work later." "Any idea where?" Evan asked. "No, but Luda saw her near a cafe called Chocolate Bar a few times, and Anna said she was coming from work. Polly and I go there a lot. Haven't seen her waitressing." "Maybe she's washing dishes?" Olivia speculated. "So let's sum it up," Alex concluded. "My parents expect a respectable match, but I'm bringing home someone they won't approve of at all. What's there to like? Parents are probably divorced, mom's gone to work in Moscow, dad's basically a nomad, she lives with her retired grandma, probably scrubbing dishes somewhere." He grinned. "They'll say she's unsuitable? I'll insist. I love Anna and want to marry her. Then we'll see how they react." "And if they agree?" Lucas asked, grinning. "Remember, after that grand wedding your dad promised, you'll be led straight to the honeymoon suite. What then?" Sophie, becoming uneasy with the whole scheme, decided to stand up for Anna. "Listen up, wise guys. Anna's on track for honors, and she's way out of your league. She's a decent girl. I see her at the pool all the time. She's got a great figure, and her hair is amazing. I saw her drying it once, brushing it out, and when she takes her glasses off, she has big, beautiful eyes and naturally long lashes, not a bit of fake filler in her face." After lectures, Anna headed to the university library's reading room. She picked up a few books and began reading, jotting down notes every now and then. Alex sat at a nearby table, waiting for the right moment to approach her. Finally, Anna put down one book and picked up another. Alex stood up, walked over, and sat next to her. "Hello," he said quietly. "My name's Alex." "I know you," Anna smiled warmly. "You're in the 45th group, right?" "Sorry to bother you with this, but my friend Steve from your group told me you're the only one who can help me," Alex said, trying to sound a bit shy, but he realized he was actually nervous around this girl. "And what exactly can I help you with?" Anna asked. "Professor Pokrovsky kicked me out 3 times for the introduction and the first chapter. Tomorrow's the last deadline, and I haven't figured anything out yet. Can you help?" Alex asked. "Sure, I'll try, though I have no idea why Steve recommended me," Anna replied. Alex placed a folder with the drafts of his thesis on the table. Anna started reading through it. "You've got such an interesting topic, and you've gathered some great material. Have you been to any production facilities?" she asked. "Yeah, I've been at my dad's company," Alex replied, feeling a little embarrassed, since all the material had been prepared by an employee from the economic department of his father's firm. "Look, you've mixed up the distinction between goals and tasks. If you swap these points around and reword the tasks a bit, everything will fall into place," Anna explained, drawing arrows to show what to move around. She then neatly added a couple more points and, after reading the revised text, drafted conclusions for the first chapter. Something Alex had completely forgotten about. "Do you have your second and third chapters ready?" Anna asked. "Yeah, here they are," Alex showed her. Anna glanced at the chapter titles and said, "What do you think about swapping these around? It seems more logical this way, and the conclusions of the third chapter would transition nicely into the final one. You haven't written it yet, have you?" "No, I'm stuck on the introduction. I haven't even reached the conclusion yet." Alex admitted, "When you write it, show it to me. I'd like to see what conclusions you come to." "I definitely will," Alex said. "Anna, do you have some free time? I'd love to take you to the movies." "I'm busy during the week, but I'm going to the theater on Sunday for a new play. Saturday, though, I'm free," Anna answered. "Great. What kind of movies do you like?" "Different kinds," Anna smiled. "Then I'll pick one." "Do you trust me?" Alex asked. "Sure. But just in case, give me your phone number so we can talk it through," Alex requested. He thanked her again for the help and left. The next morning, before lectures, Alex dropped by his thesis advisor's office to submit his work. The professor sighed deeply as he opened the folder and started reading. A couple of times, he raised his eyebrows in surprise and looked at Alex. "This is much better. Why didn't you do it like this from the start?" "Excellent. I expect the second chapter in a week." Alex stepped into the hallway where his friends were waiting for him. "Listen, that girl's got a mind like a collider. In 15 minutes, she did what I've been struggling with for a month and a half. Pokrovsky just said, 'Wow.'" Alex laughed. "And how's it going on the romance front?" Alice asked. Alex looked at his friends and said, "Let's make it clear. I'm courting Anna because I want her to marry me on July 1st. That's the goal, understood? So, everyone's interested in the outcome, whether I can convince her to say yes or not. That's the real question. And there's no middle ground. No need to follow us around. No need to ask me about anything. Are you guys in 5th year or 5th grade?" The next day, the entire 5th year class had a joint lecture. As usual, Alex went to the balcony to sit with his friends, but when Anna entered, she sat in her usual spot in the second row. Alex felt uneasy. He hadn't seen her since their conversation in the library. "All right, guys, I'll be back," he said, grabbing his things and heading down to the first rows. He felt like a criminal being led to the gallows, walking past a crowd of onlookers waiting for the execution. But Alex was worrying for nothing, as the only ones looking at him were his friends and a few girls from Anna's group. "Hi. Can I sit here?" Alex asked Anna. "Of course," she moved over, making room for him on the edge. "I just wanted to thank you again. Pokrovsky almost dropped his jaw yesterday. He said, 'Excellent, no remarks.'" "When do you need to submit the second chapter?" Anna asked. "In a week." "I'm not working today. I'm going to the pool. But if you want, we can meet in the library after class and I'll take a look," Anna offered. "Of course, I'd love that. I was just afraid to ask you," Alex said, glad that she'd agreed. On Sunday, Alex woke up surprisingly early and started recalling last night. The movie they had watched was from the fantasy genre, where an immortal superhero defeats evil, and in the end, justice prevails. "Don't you like fantasy?" he asked Anna as they left the theater. "I do, but not this kind. The main character defeats everyone, but it didn't cost him anything. He's immortal. We never worried about him because we knew nothing would happen to him. When I was a kid, I loved reading Alexander Belyev's books, like The Head of Professor Dowell, The Island of the Dead Ships, and Ariel. Later, when I was about 16, I read The Land of the Crimson Clouds by the Strugatsky brothers, and then I couldn't stop reading until I finished all their books." Alex quickly stood up, opened his laptop, and searched for Strugatsky. "Wow, she's read all that," he thought. Maybe more than that. Alex hadn't read any serious books since high school. He read novels based on popular video games, like The Lord of the Rings, and one of the Strugatsky novels, Roadside Picnic, was familiar to him from the video game series. He found The Land of the Crimson Clouds and started reading, but just then, his father walked into the room. "How's the thesis going?" he asked. "It's going well. I've submitted the introduction and first chapter. The second chapter's ready. I'll submit it next week." "And how's your love life?" "Just so you know, I wasn't joking," his dad added. "Dad, I have a girlfriend. I haven't talked to her about marriage yet. And to be honest, I'm not sure my mom will approve of her." "As long as she's the one you like. I just hope you didn't pick her up off the street," his father asked, grinning. "No, she's studying in a parallel group at university. She's likely to graduate with honors. But my mom may not approve of her family's status." "And what's the problem?" his dad asked. "She lives with her grandmother. Her mother went to Moscow to work, and her father's always traveling the country, looking for work. She does some odd jobs, though I'm not sure where. The girls say she works washing dishes at Chocolate House. No crime in that. She's an honor student. While other girls are out clubbing, she works in the evenings. When I was in school, I worked unloading freight cars with the guys. Look where that got me." Hardworking people like her make great specialists. Don't let her slip away. "Looks like Dad's okay with her, even if Mom might not be," Alex thought. "Well, if Mom's against it, Dad's got the final say. I need to dig up some dirt on her. Is she going to the theater tonight? I'll go too." Alex hadn't been to the theater since his literature teacher took them there to watch plays by Ostrovsky and Chekhov. He climbed the wide staircase to the lobby, looking around, trying to spot Anna among the crowd. The first bell rang, and people started heading into the auditorium. Maybe I'll find her during intermission, Alex thought. Suddenly, someone called his name. He turned and saw Anna, but she looked completely different than usual. She was wearing a dark green pantsuit with a belt that emphasized her waist and low-heeled shoes. Her dark, shiny hair, usually braided, was now flowing loose around her shoulders. She smiled at him. "Are you here for the play too?" she asked. "Yeah, I thought it's been a while since I've been to the theater," Alex replied. "Anya, is this your friend?" An older woman approached them, holding some programs. "Yes, Alex, this is my grandmother. Grandmother, this is Alex. We study together," Anna introduced them. Just then, the second bell rang. "Let me take you to the director's box," she said. "It's free, and I've been allowed to seat my granddaughter there." Tonight, they were showing a comedy at the theater. Alex had never seen it before, so his attention was fixed on the stage. But during the intermission, he asked Annie why she dressed so differently for class. "I find it more comfortable. Contact lenses are hard to wear all day, and glasses get in the way. Plus, my hair keeps falling into my eyes, so I tie it up in a braid. And jeans, in my opinion, are the most comfortable clothes. Look around. Most of the girls here are wearing jeans. It's simple." "I think you'd look great in a tuxedo. But you wouldn't wear that to class, would you?" "No, I've never worn a tuxedo, and I'm not sure how I'd look in one." "Well, today you look different, feminine, delicate," Alex remarked. "And what do I usually look like?" she asked, smiling. "Strict and serious. Even approaching you seems intimidating," he replied. "But you did approach me," she pointed out with a questioning look. "Yeah, but I was really nervous," Alex admitted with a smile. The intermission ended, and they returned to their seats, continuing to watch the performance. After the play, Alex asked if he could walk Annie home. "But I'm going with Grandma," she replied. "I'll walk you both home," Alex said. As they walked, they discussed the play and quickly made their way to Annie's house. She lived not far from the theater. When Alex got home, his father was surprised to hear where he had been. "So, you're really focusing on your studies, reading Strugatsky, going to the theater? Is this all because of your new girlfriend?" "Which girlfriend?" Alex's mother exclaimed, startled. "Why didn't you tell me anything?" "There's nothing to tell yet," Alex answered, heading upstairs to his room. He didn't feel like telling his mother about Annie's family just yet. From then on, Alex spent almost every weekend with Annie. They walked in the park, rode tubing down hills, skated, swam, went to the cinema, and visited the theater several times. Zach and Evan kept bugging Alex, eager to find out the details of his relationship with Annie, but he remained silent. Olivia, who understood first, said, "Guys, leave Alex alone. Can't you see? He's in love." "In love with Zemina? You're in love with Zemina?" Zach pressed. "And what's wrong with Annie?" Alex asked. "I thought you had better taste. What's with the dishwater blonde?" "Annie works part-time as an accountant for a large local company, Light to Your Home, which deals with windows, doors, and stretched ceilings. She's been there for 2 years." "Yeah, she's probably lying," Evan scoffed. "My mom went there in the summer, and they didn't hire her." "Believe what you want," Alex replied. "But when's the wedding?" Zach asked. "If Annie agrees, we'll get married on July 1st, but I haven't proposed yet," Alex said calmly. It was the last Saturday in April. Alex and Annie were sitting on a bench in a quiet corner of the park. "April has been so warm this year," Annie remarked. "Last year it was raining and windy," Alex replied. "How do you remember that?" Alex asked. "It's the anniversary of my parents' wedding," she said. "Dad always tries to visit Mom that day. They're both in Moscow now. Grandma and I already called them this morning to wish them well." Alex looked at her closely. "Annie, I have a surprise for you. Close your eyes." "Is it a pleasant surprise? I'm a little scared," she teased. "Let's see," Alex replied. He took her hand, pulled a ring from his pocket, and slipped it onto her finger. "You won't say no to me, will you? I didn't know today was your parents' wedding anniversary. But fate is showing us for the second time that we're meant to be together. Let this day be a celebration for us too, our engagement day. Do you agree?" "Why second time? When was the first time?" she asked. "I'll tell you about the first time on July 2nd, Alex promised. "Why July 2nd? She asked. Because on July 1st, we'll be married, and you won't be able to get away from me, he said. I agree, but I was planning to apply to grad school, she said. Do married women not get into grad school? Alex joked. That evening, after dinner, Alex told his parents that he would bring Annie to meet them the next day. I think it's time to submit the wedding application for July 1st, he said. Don't worry, son, his father reassured him. I already arranged the date and time for the wedding, July 1st at noon. I wasn't joking back then. I figured that out, Alex said. Tomorrow, we'll be there by 5. Wait a second, his mother protested. Could you at least tell me something? What wedding? Who's the bride? Mom, tomorrow you'll meet her. I just ask that you not ask her any questions about her parents. She's got them, but they're in Moscow. Her mom works there. Annie lives with Grandma. She worked as a costume designer at our theater for years, and now, even after retirement, she still works as a dresser. I think that's all you need to know. I would like to know more about the girl who's going to be a part of our family, his mother objected. Mom, Annie's a smart girl. She's been working as an accountant at Kolesnikov's company for 2 years. She doesn't hang out at bars. She's an intelligent, grounded person. Unlike many girls, she doesn't put on airs or throw tantrums. As for her parents, you'll meet them at the wedding. They're working, so they won't visit us. And I hope you can be patient for a couple of days. You're talking to your mother like that? She responded. You're bringing home someone we barely know, and I'm supposed to keep quiet? I just asked you to be polite to my fiancé tomorrow. We're not exactly aristocrats either. Your mom, Grandma Masha, spent her whole life teaching in a village school, and my grandfather was an agronomist. But listening to you, I should be marrying a princess. Son, you should pick someone like yourself. I just worry about you. In that case, you shouldn't be the one worrying. Her parents should be. Annie could have ended up with someone better. Despite his worries, the visit went smoothly. They didn't ask Annie about her parents, though Alex's father did ask if she liked her job in accounting and what her future plans were. His mother spoke with Annie about the latest productions at the regional theater and fondly remembered how much she used to enjoy theater before she stopped going 3 years ago when several actors received invitations to perform in Moscow. When Alex went to see Annie off, she asked why he had been so nervous. Your parents are fine. I understand that your mom is worried. Mine are worried too. It's natural. And July 1st is coming up. Over the 2 months leading up to the wedding, Alex and Annie passed their exams and graduated. Annie flew to Moscow for a week to pick out her wedding dress with her mom. Alex handed out wedding invitations to his friends and asked Zach to be his best man. Annie's cousin, Yulia, a fourth-year medical student, will be her maid of honor. So, Zach, don't worry, you might end up related to us, Alex joked. Annie's parents arrived on the morning of the wedding. Their introduction to the bride's side of the family happened right before the wedding ceremony. Annie's mother, a tall, elegant woman with a fashionable haircut and a mint green suit, greeted Alex's parents with a handshake. Hello, I'm Elena, Annie's mother, she said. Alex's father greeted her warmly, but Alex's mother couldn't hide her surprise. After Elena stepped aside to take a photo with her daughter, Alex's mom turned to her husband. Honey, do you know the bride's last name? She asked, a hint of astonishment in her voice. I know, Zemina. Why? Why? You don't understand. Annie's mother is Elena Zemina, the actress who left our theater 3 years ago when she was invited to Moscow. I told you then we'd lose all our talent here. And what does that change? Alex's father asked. She's still the same person. It's a whole different status, Alex's mom said, shocked. Do you know who her husband is? I read online, he's some kind of academic in geology, something with oil and gas. Sweetheart, you're obsessed with status. Just calm down. The most important thing is that the young couple is happy. And they were happy. On the evening of July 1st, Alex took his bride and his friends to the park, where a gazebo stood. They'd been celebrating all day, but now it was time for a quiet moment alone together. So, Annie, are you happy? Alex asked. Yes, she answered, leaning into his shoulder. But there's one more surprise, something you still don't know about my parents. What is it? We'll find out together. But that's a different story for another day, Annie said with a mysterious smile. That's how the story ends, friends. Join the conversation below and share your thoughts on this story. If you found it captivating, share the link with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new story that will make your heart race. Your support inspires us to create more tales. Take care and see you next time.